So I want to try something different with this one. This was supposed to be a recording where I played live and uploaded it to YouTube, but I didn't play it very well. And in the middle of the game, I kind of got mad, stopped recording, and then played the rest of the game without the camera on. Just wanted to show this game and show that sometimes you just don't play perfect, but if you can try and stay calm, good things can happen. But well, let's go ahead and get started. I am black in this game and I'm playing against a KGS 1Q. I've been liking the facing 3/4s, and I've been like doing the split because I see it as I get two corners, and when I split here, no matter what they do, like let's say we just do something like this where they can only defend one of their corners, and I get a nice position in the center to where they can't really build anything now, and so I feel like this is definitely an even result, but to me, I like it because I got corners and I can take away one of his because he can only defend one. So I've been liking this. This is the first move I would say is a little bit weird. So when you have a 3/4 facing this way, the main direction it's aiming for is the top side with an enclosure. And the side is not important until after the enclosure. Because if you play on the side first, and then they take this away, then this stone just feels out of place because it's going to be a little bit over concentrated. So the side here is not important until after I play an enclosure. So playing on the side here first is playing on a low value area, and I can still play the enclosure. The other downside of this is the corner is open, and based on the rest of the board, the chances are he's not going to block this way because he kind of just loses the corner. And if you play something like this, there's like cutting points here, and this group is not weak. So this just wouldn't work out too well for him. So chances are he has to block this way now, and which is what he does in the game. And now this position here is a little bit over concentrated. If I get to play here, there's definitely some weaknesses here. And if I get to play an approach here, there's also some weaknesses there. So this just doesn't feel like a very good position for white, and he lost the corner. And my group that could have potentially, became a weak group or could have been messed with in some way is now very, very strong. I play the Kasumi here because I really like this one. It's very flexible. And he backed off. So here I would think I have about two options. I can enclose the corner somehow, or I can approach here. And I like approaching here because it's aiming at a nice follow-up of attacking this group. And I don't have any weak groups yet, so this attack would be pretty effective. So I played this one. And he tried to fight back, and the game became very, very messy, which I've noticed that KGS 1Q, 2Q, they are very good at making the game messy and complicated. He invaded. I played a Kasumi here because I didn't want to let him just connect under. And I tried putting pressure on his weak group over here. And I thought he kind of needed to defend this somehow and then jump out. Then I have a little bit harder time attacking this, and I have a group that I need to defend. So I probably just kind of turn here and then come back and live in the corner, or even maybe try something like this to put pressure on the two stones. But he jumped out here first, which let me play this push, which I was pretty happy about, especially after here I'm getting stronger by putting pressure on his weak group, and I should be able to get something out of it. He played this attach. My move is probably not the best move, but I think it's okay. And when he plays the wedge here, I get a lot stronger. And he played here. So here, the Atari is not really affecting anything because I just connect and he can't cut, and it's not really helping defend his weak group. So I played this Hane. And I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but I would definitely play here, looking at it now. And if he cuts, he can play here, but then I can capture this. This becomes very strong. He can kind of live here, but it's very sad. And if he doesn't play there and I get to play here, this whole group can become weak. But instead, I played this one, which I'm not quite sure why. I think I was aiming at this cut and kind of lost track of playing here. But I made a lot of bad moves in this game, so I wouldn't trust what I was thinking. And then he played here. And then I played this one, which is, I don't think this is too bad, but it's definitely not the best move. It is keeping his group weak, but this is now getting a little bit weaker. So I probably should have done something on the outside first. But I was a little bit worried about letting him just play this almost for free, and then his whole group is just alive now. So I tried to keep it weak, and then he played here, which I thought for sure he had to defend somewhere over here. And in the game, I played this move to jump out and defend my weak group. Um, think about it now, I think this would have been a little bit better because I'm aiming at like a clamp here and surrounding, so it has a little bit better follow-ups. While this one is kind of just only focusing on getting out to the center. Okay, Atari's jumps. I again just focus on running out. And my thinking was that this group is very weak, so as long as I get out, this group is still also not 100% alive. So I was thinking I'd be able to attack one or the other. And these two stones are very flexible, so I was not that worried about these getting into trouble. The peep is also just a mistake. Somehow I missed this. I thought he would just connect, and then I would get, the wishful thinking of just being able to play these and then jump out somewhere, and then this group is heavy and weak. But he plays this one, which was good, and I go down to separate because I still need to keep this group weak and this group weak, or I'm in trouble. And then he played in the corner, which is, I'm not sure I like this one. I think he should just keep defending in the center like this, because there is some cutting Aji and weaknesses there. And even if I do come back and live like this, if he can kind of just connect, I still have some Aji in the corner, and this group is still weak. And points-wise, I think it's still pretty even. This one I don't like because after I played these pushes here, it's very easy to just run out to the center, and this group becomes easier to attack. He tries to aim at a cut here, but I don't think it really worked, so I just kind of pushed. I expected him to play here, and then I was going to try and maybe play something like this to put more pressure on it. But instead, he pushed right away and then extended. And I don't really think I needed to play this solidly, but I just wanted to defend my cutting point. The cutting point doesn't really work right away because I can just even just sacrifice the 3 stones and surround these, and then this is much bigger. I probably could have got away with at least this one, but I was a little bit worried about the like peeping here. But if I just play something like this, he kind of has to connect, and then I just run out. And this stone kind of helps surround at least a little bit, or he has to be careful about me playing this extension. So he probably has to extend here now, and then I can Hane and double Hane, because if he tries to capture, I can push through. And if he blocks, it's a double Atari. And if he plays here, I can cut, and then the corner is starting to look like it's in trouble. And then my group should just be fine. But instead, I played a little passive here. He peeps right away and then jumps out. I also jump out because this group is also still pretty weak, especially if I get to play this move. He doesn't really have any eyes. And I also have a peep here. And this group, I think, is still okay because it can run out to the center and can't be surrounded in one move. He played this one, which I guess is kind of defending his weaknesses, but it's a little slow. I'm not going to respond here and then let him take the initiative to attack the top side. Because even if he does play a move around here, this area is just too small. Okay, and he tries to connect under. I don't want to let him just connect easy. And at this point, I was probably behind at least around 8-10 points after playing this mistake. But I think at this point I've caught back up. My groups are out into the center. He has a weak group here, a weak group here. And I don't think my groups are that weak. Okay, and then he defends his group here, and I defend my weak group. And then he played in the corner here, which I think was it's wrong direction. Because right now the focus is on the left side of the board and all the fighting going on here. So I feel like he should be playing something over here to defend, or even like peep and try and defend this group some more. It's a big move, but it just feels like the timing's a bit off. And I tried to attack this, which I think is a bit of a mistake. I think I should just play here and make sure this group is just nice and alive, and then I can attack this more severely, but white also kind of needs to defend here. So I can play this, and then I can come back and save this group and then defend. And I think the game would be better for black. But instead I got a little bit greedy, and had a very big misread here. For some reason, I was expecting this one, and then I was thinking he would just capture this, and then I can just kind of capture this. And I was thinking, as long as I can stay connected or Atari here, his group's not alive yet, and my group would get a lot stronger. But instead, he played this crosscut, and then I misread once again. So at this point, I should probably just Atari this way and extend down. If he cuts, it's a ladder, so I'm not too worried about it. And his group again is kind of cut off now and not alive. But somehow I missed this Atari, and at this point I can't connect here because he just extends, and now all of this was kind of just wasted. I gave him points, and my corner just looks terrible. So instead he captured. I believe I could even just Tanuki here and play somewhere else. Because if I play here and he captures, I can always play this turn, and then this group is just alive. So again, a little bit too slow. So I think I caught back up here, but after this, I'm probably very far behind. Probably at least 15, maybe 20 points behind. And then he came and defended here, which is making this group a lot weaker. And this one shouldn't be that bad because I can kind of live here or run out. But I definitely lost the initiative. And then I play another blunder. So I should just connect here. And there's really not much he can do. Like if he tries to cut here, I can just capture. If he tries this way, I can just poke through. So with this move, I pretty much stay connected. I do still have some Aji here I have to worry about, but that's because of the earlier mistakes. But I played this one, which is not connecting at all, because I somehow missed this move. And at this point, I should probably just be losing. But instead, he played this move. If he just played here, I only have the one eye, and this is just dead. But instead, he cut here, which let me connect, and somehow I lived. But I'm still probably about 20, 25 points behind. And this is where I kind of just got upset. I turned off the recording and played the rest of the game without recording. Yeah, I was pretty upset about it. It's always frustrating when you're trying to record and teach, or at least play a good game to be entertaining, and you make all of these mistakes. So even after this is alive, I'm still about 25 points behind. My only strategy I can really think of to catch back up is somehow attack these two stones by keeping them separated, and later getting moves around here to put pressure on his corner and get something on the side. And then I still have to just kind of somehow live here, which is not easy. But lucky for me, there's really not much territory in this game. White has this corner here, maybe a few points here, and a few points here. But the rest of the game, or the rest of the board, White doesn't really have that much territory, and I don't either. So if I can get a good attack going, I can maybe catch back up. Okay, so I tried to separate. I feel like he was a bit greedy here. I think if he just went into the corner like this and just focused on living, even if I can kind of push out here and connect, like as long as he's getting points here and I'm not really getting anything, I think White is just ahead. So I kind of got lucky that he kept trying to kill me, which gave me some points here. And then he attached trying to get rid of my eyes here. But he left this behind, which can become weak. I just stay connected. I peep, trying to cut this off. Now my best bet is to somehow attack this while surrounding. And if I can surround and live, I can at least try to make some more points on the side here because the corner can get weak. And so I was thinking I can catch up that way. Or if I can surround this and kill it, I can also catch up. So he's very focused on trying to kill, which I don't think he needed to be because he could always capture here. So his group is pretty safe. So the only reason I can think of for him playing moves like this is he is just going all out to kill. And again, I'm just focusing on trying to connect out while surrounding. And I got a little bit greedy here. I think I should just, because I was focusing on trying to get something here, I didn't want to play here and let him connect. But I can still block here and get something here. And this is still cut off where I can cut this off as well. But playing this one was a bit greedy because he can just kind of cut me off. But he didn't play that. He just connected solidly. And I can't play here because now it's just a clean cut. which maybe I could get a capturing race going, but I didn't think I was that far behind that I needed to go that far. So I just focused on connecting. I let him capture the 2 stones, and then I cut this off. And at this point, I think whether this lives or not, I think the game is about even again. So I made some points in the corner. He's gonna have to play some moves to live, which he's not gonna make very many points. And I should get Sensei to play in this area first. And because this is so strong and still kind of hard to kill, I can be very aggressive over here and try to make as many points as I can, or just take away the corner. Okay, and he tries to live here. Here he made a reading mistake. He thought he could push, cut, and Atari everything, but it just doesn't work. So I was able to live in the corner. And again, he gave me lots of points, and this is also cut off and not alive yet. And if I can extend here, there's still a chance I can make some points here. But I can still invade this corner. So I think points-wise, the game is now back to even. So he tries to live or connect, and so I try to stop it. Again, stay connected. And I don't think I really needed to try and kill. I could have just Tanuki'd, but I wanted to kill. And at this point, it looks like a ko, but it's actually a little bit better because I can make a double ko here. So no matter what, I'm going to capture one side or the other. And the problem with that is if, say, he defends this way and I capture, this is just very big. But if I go here, he goes here, and I capture, he has to connect here, and then it's still a ko. And then the other downside is this also becomes very weak. I have moves like I can push here and then play here, and I can cut off stones or kill the whole thing. But in the game, he played a ko threat. I captured, he captured, I captured. And so he still has to fix this one, and then it's a ko. And so he plays some ko threats. But the ko threats he's playing is actually helping me, because if this lives and he gets a move around here, my group only really had one eye, which would be around here. But he gave me another eye here, and then another potential eye here as well. And after the ko, I get to play on the outside. And again, after he plays the connection and all these ko threats, it gave me a very big potential on this side, especially if I get to save these 2 stones. And he focused on defending the corner, and then I came back and saved the 2 stones. So now I'm looking at the potential of capturing the entire side. And then there's still the Aji here, and at this point I think I'm just very far ahead. And then it only gets farther ahead from here. And I'll just quickly go through the game. So this whole group kind of ended up dead. And then I got stronger here, which made the bottom group also dead, depending on who plays there first. And I got to play there first. So now this is also dead. And then he captured, but this is not Sente, so this kind of dies in Gote. Then I got to play this move. And he does manage to live here, but I capture the 3 stones. And then at this point, he resigns. So I'm not sure if there's a point to this game. I just wanted to show it, mostly to show that even stronger players can have bad games, and no one is perfect. So mistakes happen no matter what your level is. You just have to try to work through it and move on to the next game. And I'd like to thank my patrons. I really appreciate the support. And thanks everyone else for watching. And I will see you all next time.